Hey, what's going on, everybody? We just had the ambulance towed from Ocala to Fort Myers this week, a couple days ago. Finally, after it sitting there for a month and a half, and we were really excited for this day to come. We had it towed to a shop where they reattached the drive shaft for us so it's drivable. We had them just kind of do a once over of the engine. They looked over everything, told us nothing, charged us a good amount of money for it, and sent us on our way. And then I took it on my maiden voyage. I took her for her first drive as a camper. And although she's still got all her stripes and markings, I gotta say that the drive was a little sketchy. It's not really how I would like to describe the drive and the thing that we bought with a plan of driving far and wide all over the country, but it is what it is. Start off with the compressor for the airbag, the rear airbag system is unattached. They took their compressor, we have a new one, but it's going to take a little bit more of wiring to get it hooked up. So the airbags are deflated, so it was a bumpy ride. Sorry. Then I get in and I realize that none of the gauges work on the dash cluster. The fuel, the speedometer, the engine temperature, nothing works. Nothing works there. So I have no idea how fast I'm going. I thought the fuel was on E, so I made a stop at a gas station to fill her up. She was pretty much already full. So we get on our way. I had our friend Christina just ride me there, and I was going to go on my way, but realized that none of the lights work. None of the turn signals, the brake lights, the running lights. The strange thing is they worked whenever I originally went to come up to see the ambulance, so I don't know exactly what went wrong, but I do know that I had no lights driving it, I don't know, on my 15-mile trip from the shop here to the Marina. And so I had her follow me the entire time. As soon as we pull out of I'm getting ready to turn out of the gas station, and the cop decides to go the same way that I'm going, so I hold in place. I definitely don't want the cop behind me, because I realized at that moment that I hadn't actually put our tag on it yet. So I'm driving around in this thing with no tag. None of the lights work. None of the instruments work on the dash. You get the point. It's a death trap on wheels, and it was not ideal. Very uncomfortable, very sketchy, but I needed to get her home. The funny thing is the cop's looking over at us, and he starts doing some funky maneuvering where he like slows down, and I'm like, well, this didn't take long. Here it goes. Time to get pulled over. And he pretty much just cuts over and turns off into the nearest shop to, I guess, go get him some lunch. I'm sure he looked at this and said, well, this is the sketchiest thing I've seen all day. I get off work in a half an hour. There's no way that I'm going to let my curiosity get the best of me and see what's going on there. I've been there. I know exactly what that's like. So thank you, Mr. Officer. We're going down the road very slowly because I realize she does not get out of third gear. So the max I can do is about 35, 40 miles per hour. And the RPMs are just screaming. So I tried to get it up to see if it's just a long gear, but she would not go. So I pretty much had to chug along on the slowest road that I could get on all the way here to the Marina with Christina following us. So that was a slow, nerve-wracking trip, to say the least. So I got it here parked at the Marina, and I'm sitting here just going over everything, letting Tiff know about how awful of a purchase this death trap was, and going over a couple things. And there's a lot of people waving, and because they see the big old ambulance, and I'm like, no, don't stop, don't do that. She's retired. We're not in Ambo. Please don't do that. Please don't look over here right now. This is just a lot. She's filthy. We're gonna wash her. We were hoping to strip all the markings off of her, but Amazon decided to delay a few days to ship us everything, so it came in one box. That wasn't my choice, but that's what they did. So we're gonna have to wait at least until tomorrow evening to begin stripping her, but that's okay because we've got a lot of washing to do. I'll show you just how dirty she is. So anyways, I immediately start tearing the dash apart to see if I can, start to trace down some of these issues. I called Horton, the maker of the ambulance body, and I missed their service department by 30 minutes. I've known for weeks that I should have gotten these schematics on this thing and all the diagrams, but there's been no shortage of other things going on, and I use that as an excuse to pretty much procrastinate on it. So I have to wait until Monday to reach the service department to deal with some of this wiring. So I'm just gonna, I know how to trace things from here to see what all we have going on. So that's what I'm going to start with. And as soon as I start doing that, a lot of the things that they have cut are, touching metal objects, touching the ground and just throwing sparks, because it's a big metal box with metal everywhere in here. So pretty much this whole chassis is all grounded, and yet they decided to do a hack job on all the wiring. So I think first things first, I'm going to cover up all of these wire connections to make sure that nothing goes boom on us while we're trying to investigate our long list of issues that we're going to have to deal with. Man, what a deal we got on this thing, right?
Home. Next home. Rummy, what do you think of your successor?
With the rabbit.
What do you think of it? Okay. It's okay. Alright, take your time. Think about it. You sit tight. I'll watch you.
Hey guys, Will from the future again. I'm sure you remember me from last week's video, but I just wanted to do a little recap to minimize confusion to let you all know exactly where we were at this point in our lives. This all took place in spring 2021. In the week prior to bringing the Ambo to Fort Myers, we had the sea trial, haul out, and survey inspection for our boat, which the boat passed, and the buyer decided to move forward with the purchase. So we were preparing to move off the boat as we start the closing process on the boat sale. So our life transition was moving along quite smoothly, and the change in ownership of the boat was on the horizon. Anyways, that's why you see the Ambo at our marina with the boat. In the present day, the boat has been long gone with her new owners for almost 2 years now. Hope that clarifies the timeline a little for you.
Back up. So that's pretty much before it starts to slant down. Okay. Hey, your reverse lights work. Time to screw the boat. Henry, what do you think? Henry, what do you think? All right, time to work.
forget she does that.